Most real estate listing agents are grinding out there right now. And top listing agents, they are engineering. And there is a huge difference. I remember, my God, it must have been 8, 10 years ago, I used to have a podcast. And what I did is I actively went out and I sought the top 80 real estate agents. I ended up interviewing about 80 top listing agents all across the country as part of my podcast, because I was really looking to find what are the commonalities, how are they running their business, what are they doing differently than agents that are just grinding and struggling. And there were just so many similarities. I mean, the one thing for sure that when I was interviewing these top listing agents is that they were engineering their businesses just like they were engineering their life. They had systems in place that were going to work for them and work with them no matter their motivation, no matter what kind of day they were having. I mean, they really, they were just putting systems into place to make sure that they fill up their listing pipeline and that they're constantly bringing new listings on the market. This is very similar to what we do in the collective, Agent Unleashed Collective, and that is making sure that you have the systems in place that you really need for a robust listing business. So here's some of the things that I've learned, okay? Just in no particular order, but I think if you really want to be a top listing agent, you have to master these things. Number one, you have to master your day. Especially, let me take that back. You have to master your morning. Everyone that I talk to, and I'm talking to 80 different people, they all have different levels of experience. They're all in different markets, different cities, different systems, different prospecting methods, different listing presentations. But they all did these things, including mastering their morning. Mastering your morning means doing something consistently that is going to give you the edge that you need for the rest of your day. What does that look like? Everybody's different, okay? Many people jumped out of bed and went straight to the gym. Many people got out of bed and did meditation, okay? I know one listing agent on the East Coast that I talked to, she blew my mind actually, because she says that she gets up, she doesn't even get out of bed, and she sits there and journals for 1 hour. I mean, I can't even imagine having the time or taking the time to do that. But whatever it is, meditating, praying, walking around the block, going to the gym, eating healthy, doing affirmations, writing out their goals. This is something that I do every single morning. And for me, it's all about meditation and then affirming my goals every single morning, and then working out, and then eating a healthy breakfast. If I don't do those things in that particular order, my day is just all messed up and I get really flustered and frustrated, and it doesn't work out. So 80 agents, they all master their morning. They have a consistent routine that sets them up for success, sets their mindset, their body, you name it. Okay, so that's one thing that I thought was really interesting. Another thing, they all have real interesting listing presentations. And when they're putting on listing presentations, the one thing that I thought was really interesting is that they are taking command of the room, okay? They are supremely confident when they go into listing presentations. Not cocky, okay, because I've done that a couple of times and that's no bueno. But they take command of the room, they are confident, they ask the questions, and here's the most important thing, because I've asked everybody this. They are great listeners, all right? I want you to hear that, okay? They really are good listeners because they all like to build rapport. They find that building rapport, and I've always said this, is the number one thing that you're going to do in a listing presentation to get a seller to sign and give you the listing. No doubt about it. They're all building rapport. They're doing that by really listening to sellers, listening to their goals and their insecurities and their frustrations and what are they trying to achieve with this move, and really listen and really take the time to really build that rapport. I think that's one commonality that really stood out for me with regard to the listing presentations from all these different kinds of real estate agents. Their prospecting time. They all did different things, of course, as you can imagine. That's one of the things that I pride myself in the collective. In the collective, I design marketing and I train listing agents on marketing systems that are going to be specific to them, based on their strengths, based on what they want to do, based on what they will do consistently, which is the most important thing. And the bottom line here is that each top listing agent that I interviewed consistently, they had a minimum standard. They had a floor by which they were not going to go beneath. Okay, so it was cute. Sometimes people said, well, I have a really easy floor because I want to build my confidence and feel like I'm doing something consistently every day. And he basically just said, I have to talk to 3 people every morning. So he didn't necessarily say it was sphere of influence or cold calls or probates or out of area owners. No, just talk to 3 people and let them know that he's in real estate and try to get a referral for them. That's his floor. Now, he did consistently more. Some listing agents have teams that cold call for them. My latest thing is, seriously, if you want to find a virtual assistant that will make calls for you, not only will he find numbers and make calls for you and then give you the ones that he's going to lead, he's got some really great numbers. And if you want to check that out, just put Skip, S-K-I-P, for Skip Tracer, Skip in the comments below and I'll get you his information. Guy is brilliant. He will find all the phone numbers and a particular zip code, any kind of probate, out of area owner, whatever, and he'll also make the calls for you. It's pretty cool. But I digress. The point is that they all consistently did something. They all had a minimum standard. They all had a floor. And that's something that I think that I was really impressed with. Another thing that really impressed me, going back to the Mastering Your Mornings, their health was super important to them. And I'm not going to berate that, but living a healthy lifestyle, especially with this stressful environment that we put ourselves in called a listing business, was really important to them. The one thing that other people did too, a lot of people in the group did, is they were really good with their money. They paid themselves first. They were super good with saving money and investing their commissions. This is one of the things that we do in the Listing Collective, is talking about how we can, once we get you to a point where you're consistently getting 2, 3, 4 listings a month minimum, and you're consistently bringing all that cash in, what do you do with it? How do you save it? How do you invest it? And that's the thing with these people, the 80 agents I interviewed. They had a great system for saving and investing money. And I thought that was really cool. The other thing that I really like too is the fact that these listing agents all took time for themselves. Okay, you always hear these stories and you run into listing agents all the time. I remember one listing agent that I knew down in Beverly Hills, excuse me, and she prided herself, I am available 24/7 for my clients. I will be there for them day and night. At the time, she had, I don't know, 2 cell phones and beepers and pagers and everything else. It was ridiculous. The bottom line is, the top listing agents are figuring out ways that they can take time off. I strongly suggest you take off at least 1 day a week, take 1 weekend a month, and take at least 2 vacations every single year. Even if it's just to go to a spa and recharge your batteries. It is so important. You cannot be available 24/7 and have no time for yourself. You'll just burn out, you'll resent the world, and you will be a crappy listing agent. There, I said it. There are so many other things that that these top 80 agents do, but those are pretty much the highlights. And a lot of these things, which I used, as a matter of fact, to design the collective, my coaching company, I put in the coaching program, because we need to act act as if we are top listing agents. And if these are the commonalities and the similarities, and they're all doing the same thing, guess what? You probably should too. So if you want more information on the collective, hit the link down below. Let's talk about how you can really 2, 5, or 10x your listing business on a consistent basis. And if you're interested, definitely check out my AI prompts guidebook that is going to help you save 2 hours a day minimum using these AI prompts. I'll put that link down below as well. Otherwise, have an amazing day, guys.